You are looking at my 3 Old Smokey grills. The one that says Big Lou on the right hand side is my oldest one. I've had it 7 years and I painted it 2 years ago. And it's the longest one I've ever had. I usually have them about 5 years. The one on the left hand side is the 18-inch. I don't do a whole lot of slow smoking with it, mostly direct grilling. And that 18-inch I've had almost 6 years now, a little over 5 years. And the one in the middle I recently got last month, and I need to put a thermometer on it. They don't come with thermometers. So let's talk about putting thermometers on Old Smokey grills. Hi, I'm Big Lou, and this is Big Lou Barbecue and other things I want to do. And I'm surrounded by 3 of my favorite grills, the Old Smokeys. Inexpensive, yet they cook wonderful for what they are. Made in Houston, Texas, and very popular here in the Gulf South. I'll talk a little bit about why that is. They have 3 sizes. I don't have the smaller size yet, but this is the 18-inch, and I normally use it for grilling, though there are some small things I can do slow smoking. One thing I slow smoke on here is salt, and another is bolognas. I do whole bolognas on this one, but this one does good job with grilling most foods. Great job with grilling greasy foods like chicken and burgers, and you can slow smoke on it too. It's not that difficult to do, and they only cost about 65 to 70 bucks for the big ones, 45 to 50 bucks for the medium-sized one. Not a bad deal. Now, they do not come with thermometers, and they come with short legs like this. The reason they have short legs makes it a great travel grill. The things only weigh 22 pounds, and you can stick them in the back of your pickup truck, and the cab doesn't stick up, they don't stick up over the cab, so the top doesn't blow off, and you can travel with them, take them picnicking, take them camping, take them to grandma's house for Thanksgiving to do the turkey on, and they're real easy with the short legs to travel with. But if you like to cook on them at home a lot, you may want to get the long legs, which brings it up to the size of a normal type of kettle grill, all right? And I've debated whether I'm gonna put the long legs on this one or if I'm gonna keep it as a travel grill. And I decided I'm gonna keep it as a travel grill until this one kicks the bucket. I've had it 7 years now, but yet it's still working. No reason to get rid of it. What we're gonna do is talk about installing a thermometer. Now, Old Smokey sells 2-dial thermometers, the 2-inch, and they have a 3-inch. Here's a picture of both of them in the package. Now, Old Smokey doesn't make the thermometers. They are made overseas, and Old Smokey just licenses them out, you know. But the cool thing about them not coming with a thermometer is you can buy or put on whatever kind of thermometer you want, or not put one on if you don't want. And when you do buy one, you can put it where you want. I like them on top. A lot of people like them on the side. That's a big debate on the Old Smokey Barbecue Club Facebook page. If you have an Old Smokey and you're not a member of that Facebook page, and you have a Facebook page and an Old Smokey, check it out, y'all. A lot of good folks on there with recipes about these. But they'll post polls on there, or debates on there a lot of times about where the best place to put the thermometer is. And so I'm going to talk about that today. First, do you even need a thermometer? Let's talk. For years, I operated an Old Smokey without a thermometer installed. Now, Old Smokeys have vent holes that are rather large. The smaller ones, the 18 and the 14, have 1 hole, and the Jumbo, the 22-inch, has 2 vent holes. Now, you can see that these are rather large vent holes. I take the lid off here, and what I used to do is just take one of these oven thermometers. You get them at the big box store from Arkansas. You know what I'm talking about. And Wally World, right? And you can get them from any place, really. Just an oven thermometer. And what I would do is just lay it right there on the grate. And if I wanted to know the thermometer at grate level, all I had to do was shine a little flashlight into that hole. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but I'll try to move the camera and we'll take a look at it. But you could see the thermometer down through there quite easily, even when smoke's coming out. All right, we're looking down through the vent hole right there, and see, you can see the thermometer real easy. Of course, I don't have any coals in it, so it's not showing any temp. But you see, it's just real easy to just peek at the oven thermometer. So you may not even want to put in a thermometer on your Old Smokey, and just put one like that. Obviously, the advantage of this is you don't have to buy an expensive thermometer. Oven thermometers sell for about $5, and you can just set it in there and see what temperature you want. And it's not a bad deal. Cooked like that for years. All right, but the disadvantage is it does take up grilling space. So having one permanently installed solves that problem. All right, now you're looking at my Old Faithful. And that is a digital thermometer probe. It takes up less space than the oven thermometer, but they cost a whole lot more. And this is the digital thermometer readout. I use the Thermoworks Smoke, but there's lots of different brands and lots of different options for them. Now what I do is I've put a bracket on this one right here, simply with zip ties. It's one of these universal tool hooks. I bought these years ago at, I think, Harbor Freight, but maybe another store. And I just zip tie it onto the handle, and it holds my electronic thermometer for me. Now, of course, if you don't want to have that, and you're using the short legs and you've got it sitting on the table, your electronic thermometer could sit right there on the table beside it. So that's not a big deal. It just keeps my thermometer off the ground to have that little bracket attached to the handle. There's other ways you could attach it to if you wanted to. Now on top of my 18-inch, I just put it on the other side of the handle from the vent hole. On the top of my 22-inch over here, I put it somewhat near one of the vent holes so that the fire might be on that side, and if I'm cooking indirect, I only open this one, and it gives me a somewhat accurate temperature. I like it on top because I'm a tall guy and all I got to do is just glance down at it. All right? Now some folks will install it on the side of the lid. Normally the ones I see online and stuff are done on the side of the sticker, but of course you could do it any part of the circumference you wanted to. Oftentimes I'll see it right down here so that it's given a reading at about grate level. The problem with that, not that there is a problem if that's where you want it, but the problem with that is you do have this probe sticking out, and that might interfere with some of the foods you have on the grate, and with how it sits down. Some people put it right here a little higher than that. But if you're doing a turkey or something, that might still could interfere with it. I don't know. And some people put it right up here, which is not as accurate. The most accurate place would be down near the grill grate area, right? But even though there's a lot of room under here, it's still not off that much, and you can kind of tell it. The advantage of having it on the side is a disadvantage to me because I got to stoop down to look at it. But if you're grilling with the short legs, you're grilling from a sitting position, you just got to glance over at it, especially if you have that big 3-inch dial on it. You just glance over at it from where you're sitting down enjoying your beverages or whatever, by a campfire or whatever, and you can look over and you can easily see what temperature it's at by just looking at the dial from a distance. Or if you have it outside of your back patio window or kitchen window or whatever, you can look out the window and easily see where it's running without having to walk up to it. So I find it more convenient on the top. Other people find it more convenient on the side, and different levels of the side. All you got to do is just drill a 3/8-inch hole for the 2-inch one, and a little bigger hole for the bigger one. I don't remember the size of it, but whichever size dial you want, and you don't even have to use the Old Smokey brand. You can get any kind of thermometer you want to get. Just put it on there wherever you want to put it on there. Just drill a hole. This thing comes off like that. Just put it on there. This one's going on the top of my new one. That's where I like them to be. I find it more convenient when I'm standing up and I can see what temperature it is. All right, the hole is drilled, or as some say, the hole is drolled. Yeah, drolled ain't a word, but it ought to be because it's fun to say. Put it in here the way you want it to face. And since it's a 3/8-inch port, it just kind of screws in almost. It fits, there we go, like that. Put the washer on right here. Don't know if you can see it because I'm not looking at the camera. Yeah, I think you can see what I'm doing there. You put the nut on, and I'll probably grab a wrench and kind of fasten it securely. And that's all there is. That's where I want it. You put yours where you want it. Not hard to install a thermometer on top of an Old Smokey grill.